because they like when the rain falls, because that's the best type of fertilizer that the farmers really appreciate when the rain falls. Let me also say to the fathers, happy belated Father's Day. Those of you who have not seen, or those of you who are, not in our group, happy. And I know most of you had a very good day. I myself had a wonderful day. Let me comment on our last live. Our last live was in Cambridge. And we decided to do as well as we would have liked it, because it was outdoor. That was distorting, the free flow of. What shocked me is that someone sent me a video, or sent me something on Facebook to say that we're having a community meeting and nobody was in attendance. Well, let me tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. We're meeting, Cambridge no, and those people who saw us over there and pictures and say we're having a meeting. I would say to you, when you are running propaganda, you must run good propaganda. We weren't having a community meeting. We were just having a live, and a few of our supporters at the park playing a game of domino. Persons were there. And in truth and in fact, more persons were there. So those who ran with that fake news, you better try something. Won't work. I must, I think it is at this time that I should probably point to some of the achievements that has taken place since I became your member of parliament on the 3rd of September, 2020. We have, under my leadership, we have repaired 5 farm roads at a cost of over $50 million. We have spent over $500 million on road rehabilitation across the constituency. We have built 3 roads in partnership with CEMEX at a cost of some $35.4 million. We have 10 roads under the National Sparks program. One has already commenced. As it relates to where it's at now, I can't give an update, but that is the Brissett Road in Cambridge. That road has started. We have repaired some 10 roads under the government REACH program. The Shaw Castle Road, that road is continuing. I know I have spoken to the contractor recently, and he told me that, the rain is hampering the construction. Because, when you're doing road work and it's raining, it tends to mess up situation. You can't spread mall when it's raining because it just becomes mud. So, he's awaiting the weather to check. When that happens, then you will see some more activities. Mount Pelion, Shetland water supply is continuing apace. The last time I spoke to the contractor, they were about 75% in terms of pipe laying. I know they have been testing the pipes and have been doing several things along the road. But at the pace at which they are going, I'm sure that in another 2-3 months' time, they will complete the pipe laying exercise. And not only complete the pipe laying exercise, but they will reinstate the road to where it should be in terms of its driving surface. So that is a part of one of my major projects that is taking place now in this constituency. And on completion, some 6,000 residents from across Anchovy, Mount Carey, Mount Pelion, all the way into Roehampton and Lawson will see an improvement in their water supply. As it relates to education grant, since I became the Member of Parliament, I've spent probably close to $100 million on education. We have spent money on tertiary assistance. We have spent money on back-to-school vouchers. We have spent money on PEP awards function on a yearly basis. We have given assistance to persons to assist with, back-to-school activities. So all in all, I think we have spent probably close to $100 million. About 20 million of that amount came from the private sector. My own initiative, we were able to raise that money to do the yearly PEP awards function. Under the government social house program, the constituency has received 3 houses already, and 1 is now under construction in the Tangle River Roper area, and 2 are slated to commence soon. So all in all, we would have been on our way to have 6 such houses being constructed for persons who are in need. So your government is not only looking at the housing schemes, and they're also looking at persons who are having difficulty in having a proper shelter. As it relates to our farmers, I have reached out to farmers on a yearly basis, assisting them with fertilizer and other farm supplies. As it relates to other welfare grant, I think I have some 250 residents has been benefited or have gotten assistance as a result of my welfare program. And welfare program consists of, burial assistance, small business operator assistance to, replenish your stock in your shop, and several other areas we have assisted in. As it relates to our health centers in the constituency, I'm happy to report that the Cambridge and the Catadupa health centers have seen major rehabilitation work, and from the report I'm getting, citizens are very happy at using these centers. Matter of fact, I heard the minister today on the radio was saying that since the rehabilitation of several clinics, 250,000 persons visiting the hospital less. So you have 250,000 persons less visiting hospitals because the clinics are there and persons are utilizing the clinics. As it relates to our farmer program, I'm happy to report that some 60 persons or 60 names have been recommended and has been sent off just last week to the Ministry of Labor. So what I would say to the persons, I know I've called a number of you and inform you that that has been done. I would suggest that you pay attention to your phone, because what is now happening is that a number of persons are being called and the phone is either out of order or nobody is answering the phone. So I would suggest that persons who have applied to go on the farmer program, and when you get the call from us to say, yes, you have been recommended, pay some attention to your phone, because when we make the recommendations and send in the names, we don't have much control over it again. They will call you and tell you where to go to have the interview done. So I would say to you, pay some attention on that. I am happy to report also that since I became your member of parliament, some 155 persons were successful in the overseas work program. And I'm sure that from the 60 that I recommend, I have a very good pass rate, because most of this constituency is really farming community. So the persons who goes to these interviews, they were able to successfully pass the interview and move on to pass the medical and pass the biotest. So I'm hoping that soon and very soon you will be getting your calls. Last but not least, the construction of the Anchovy police station is now completed, and it's soon. And I'm so when the police station was made useless by virtue of the deterioration and the state of the building at the time. I remember I was a councillor for the Anchovy division, and I remember speaking to the then Minister of National Security, the late Dwight Nelson. And they asked me if there was a solution. I said, yes. Let us look at the Anchovy post office, because a large section of the post office wasn't being used. And I remember the retrofitting of that section of the Anchovy police station. Sorry, the Anchovy into an era that the police could use. So I'm very happy to see that the new police station is now at a stage where it will be opening very, very soon. And it will offer the comfort and the space, not only for the police, but for the citizens who uses the police station to make their report and to be in touch with the police. So those of you who pass the Anchovy area on a daily basis, if you're going towards Mount Pella, just look left and you see a lovely building, a brand new building. And I'm so happy for that, because our policemen need to be living and working in an environment that is compatible to a first world environment. So I realize that a lot of questions are coming in tonight. I don't know if because it's raining and a lot of persons are at home and are listening, but I will endeavor to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Thank you. Yes, as somebody at our last meeting mentioned about the Fern and Plum Main Road. Yes, sir, that road will see some repairs soon, sir. NWA has told me that they have done the estimate, but as I said on numerous occasions, that these works take a while for it to go through the process of procurement. So I'm sure that the Fern Plum Road leading into Cambridge will see some repairs to that road soon. You live in Fern and you don't see me, Miss Sandy. Miss Sandy, I only hope when I come around there, I'll see you. Because sometimes when I visit these areas, persons gone to work. Because what is happening now is that a lot of persons are working. So you visit communities like, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, and believe me, the houses are all closed. And when you inquire, they say, no man, them gone to work. But Sunday, I'll be coming in Fern soon, again. All right, sir. All right, Mr. Tharp. The road from Summerhill to Flagstaff. Yeah, that road will be done also, sir. That road will be done. We have several roads, but South St. James, and I don't want to sound like a broke record, but South St. James have the most road network in the parish of St. James, because it's the largest constituency. It's larger than all the other 4 constituencies put together. But it is a work in progress, sir. And I am working assiduously to make sure that we bring your roads up to a drivable condition. And you can rest assured that your member of parliament is committed to you, the people of South St. James, to give you good roads, to give you a reliable water supply, to work with the parents, to work with the communities, to make sure that you have a better community. I agree with you, sir. Every road cannot be fixed at the same time. But everyone wants the road to be fixed Thanks for that, sir. But everyone wants the road to be fixed. So but we're supposed to be having some road work, I spoke to NWA, and they have assured me that soon and very soon, I will see some work start. Because really the road from even Anchovy here down to Mount Pelia, I drove on it yesterday and it cannot be in a worse state. Kimmy, can you help me with a job? Kimmy, you have to tell me what job you would be interested in. But what I can do, you can leave your resume at the office. I don't know what area you're from, but you can leave your resume at the Anchovy office. We open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The phone number is 882-7060. And if you're in the Maroon Town area, the phone number for the Maroon Town office is 543-6247. 543-6247. That is the Maroon Town office. And the Anchovy office is 882-7060. Yes, sir, we have some. Who is this? Mickey them. Yeah, we have some summer jobs, you know. I know. Just call the office, please, Nikki. Mickey. Just call the office, as I said. Call the Anchovy office. That is at along the Anchovy Main Road. 882-7060, or the Maroon Town office, 543-6247. Okay? I don't know if you had left a number with my person who is collecting the information. But if you do that, we could definitely give you a call, because I think there are still a few more forms that are left out. So if you leave your number, then we could make a call to you. Well, this person is asking, why does the PNP engage in propaganda, and do you feel compelled to answer them sometimes? You know, sir, to be honest with you, a lot of persons are saying I should answer. But, you know, I'm not going to be answering them, you know. Trust me on that one. I'm not going to be answering them. I don't have no time to waste on irresponsible people. The people of Jamaica is really following them, and they will give them the answer at the appropriate time. So I am not about to enter into a cuss with my opponent or anyone for that matter, because, you know, I could use my time much better going around meeting more people, talking to more people. So my thing is that, you know, I'm not about to get into any you say and I say with any PNP operatives. Cassandra McDonald from Maroon Town. The Maroon Town road was fixed and is already mashing up. Yes, some work on road, but I'm not sure what area you're talking. because I was up there last night, and yes, there's a few potholes, but it is now much better than what it was before. And I know some work is to be done. A particular section up there that persons have been calling me about. That is the section opposite the PNP. Persons are saying that I fix the road and don't fix the PNP office. I don't fix roads, sir. I recommend road to be fixed. I don't fix the road. But as I said, it was at my last live, the contractor has looked, not the contractor, NW has looked at that section of the road, and they are planning to do some more technical work there, because if they rehabilitate it as it is, in another 6 months' time, it will get back to where it was. Maroon Town has not had pipe water over 25 years or more. Over 25 years or more, Maroon Town has not had pipe water. But I will say this to you. The Maroon Town Tang River water supply is well advanced as we speak. And not until that system is, you will see water flowing in Maroon Town. Basically completed. The whole engineering study of it has been done. And I think what is left, it will be done in 2 phases, because we're looking at about paper recently about that same water project. Just like you, Madam, Ms. McDonald, to see water in Maroon Town, because I don't, honestly, Popkin people up there, but that is not. What would you say has been my greatest achievement or accomplishment? Well, let me tell you, 5 years is 5 years is not a long time. I became the Member of Parliament for this constituency. I have been getting a lot of attention as it relates to water supply in this constituency. Just recently, we had commissioned a new system up in Lapland. Currently, we are working on the Spring Garden water supply system to extend the service there. We are working on the Shetland, Mount Carey, Mount Pelion, and Anchovy water supply system. That will be a major, major accomplishment when that is completed. We have several Sparks Road, so those will be some of my accomplishment. But I can tell you, when these water projects are completed, then you will see a change in how people live in this constituency. But I can also look at some of the achievements of your government. Remember now, after 10 consecutive budgets, no new taxes. We have the lowest unemployment rate ever in the history of Jamaica. We have a very healthy NIR. The government is providing free houses for the needy. The government is providing free health care I remember when it was introduced, persons said it couldn't work. Well, it has been working. It has been working very well. The improvement to our road infrastructure has never been more aggressive. The expansion of the PATH program, investment opportunities are available. And I can speak to Montego Bay and St. James. When you look at the level of development that is taking place in Montego Bay and St. James, it has never happened in no other time in our history. And I've been around, for a little while. The Sanchez International Airport is expanding. The improvement there is quite visible when you go there. We have a brand new fire station here in Montego Bay. We have the Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay. We have the rehabilitation and the remake of the Cornwall Regional Hospital. We have the Perimeter Road that is under construction. We have the West Green dualization, which is under construction. We have the road from West Green to Westgate under construction. So several major government infrastructure work is taking place. We have mega ships or more cargo ships can now dock their fair share. The private sector wasn't to have development. We have several private sector, private developer, major housing developments. We have hotels being built. Investors have confidence in the administration of this government. Government, we have looked at the old social pension, and persons 75 years and older are enjoying a pension which under normal circumstances they would not be in receipt of a pension. The last time I spoke to Minister Pernell Charles Jr., over 12,000 persons are now receiving their pension benefit as a result of a direct intervention by this government. So, all in all, ladies and gentlemen, your government is working. Your government is achieving things that persons think that we could not have achieved. When you look at our police force today, it's a far different force from what it was 10, 15 years ago. Your government has spent billions of dollars in upgrading the skill sets of our policemen, in making sure that our policemen are properly trained, in making sure that they are fit for purpose and they are compatible to any police force across the Caribbean, Central and Latin American countries. So the government is making sure that we have a peaceful and where persons can go about their business without fear of being robbed, without fear of being murdered. Our murder rate has been the lowest in a very, very long time. Not since the 1980s, the mid-1980s to the late 1980s. have we ever seen a murder rate in Jamaica this low. I remember when the Labour Party in 1989, when we left office, the murder rate was, I think, about 400. After we're coming from 880 murders in 1980, we brought it down. So the Labour Party implementing measures to reduce murders is nothing new to us. So when we see the murder rate now tumbling to roughly about 44% below last year this time. Last year this time, our murder tally was 566. Now it's 322. So if you do the maths, 244 less persons killed over that same period. And not to mention your parish. I will have to commend the police again, the leadership of Senior Superintendent Samuels and his team. We are I think it's about 65–70% below last year. That's a huge drop. Shooting has been down by about the same percentage. I'm not saying that, because the murder is down, we can be comfortable. No. One murder is one murder too much. One shooting is one shooting too much. I would love to see the days when we get back to less than 10 murders in St. James. Can you imagine what that would do for us? Montego Bay, the tourist capital of the Caribbean, if we are seeing that few murders per year, we wouldn't have a hand to treat. But I'm sure that I would encourage the good citizens of St. James to continue to give being in peace. When you are living in peace, it means a lot to community, it means a lot to family, and it means a lot to persons getting too soon, because I think I know who I'm talking with. We will see our best. I don't like to let have bigger plans, but I'll give it them all for the time being. Or evaluate the effectiveness of your political work and tactics. I am comfortable with where we are now, and I can assure you we'll be winning this constituency for a second time for the Labour Party. And we are very encouraged by what we are having or what we are seeing on the ground out there. I said, NW has done an estimate for most of these roads. They have done an estimate. The last time I sat with the parish manager for the funding, I have not heard anything. I know I spoke to the minister just last week when I was in Parliament, and he said he has gotten a number of requests. But I am fully aware of the condition of the roads themselves. I know the second to that long lane, there are a number of potholes that we get some action. You're inquiring if I'm hiring a social media manager. I would accept We have a few people who have been engaged and stuff like that. But, you know, if you want to join and help the team, then you could give me a call and then I'll see. Thank you. There are quite a lot, quite a lot. I can also look at some of what has taken place. We were able to reach out to a number of persons. I think it's about 250, 200 and either 250 and above. As I said the last time, the season has started. We are in the season now, and I would their roof, cause more damage than the actual or the wind itself. Those of you who are living nearby and after a period, the erosion back up. So when it starts rain and the water start pushing, overflow its bank and remind persons who are interested in tuition assistance, requesting the assistance, then you'd have to get the and submit it there. We have not closed the window, cutting off. But on a yearly basis, we reach out to 60, 70. I think last year we reached out to some tertiary institutions, Sam Sharp, Com College, UWI, students who attend these institutions. It's a time of the year now we're in seeking some assistance through book vouchers. The child has to be attending a school have to supply the name of the child, the grade that the child is in, the school that the child is overwhelming. And we from our CDF we allocate, can't do for everyone, but we try our best to reach to at least 800. I think last year we were able to. Right? So it's a yearly, it has gone very well. Right? It has gone very well. Yes, you have some parents sometimes are very disgruntled because I understand the frustration sometimes. Right? I understand the frustration. But I try to do my best. And I know it's difficult to satisfy everyone. Get some assistance. Well, how would I rate the constituency? Well, what I can tell you is that when I don't even want to go back. I don't even want to look in the rearview mirror. But I am working assiduously to put it in a shape that it represents the people who are living in this country. Some nice people live here, very nice. And I think that they should enjoy the same amenities as what the township of Montego Bay enjoys. I know water is a major issue in South St. James. South St. James people not looking handout for that with the resources that I receive from government is spent in such a way maximum output out of it. So Joyce Slim or Jocelyn, I am not even prepared to even look back. I am moving forward ever, backward never. That is what I'll be doing. This constituency. But little by little, I spoke about the repairs done to the Cambridge Clinic and the Catadupa Clinic. I have some money to spend on making sure that, you know, other clinics receive some spruce up. But there are 2 other clinics in St. James that is slated for upgrade. And as soon as that is ready, the minister will come and announce these upgrades. But all in all, I think South St. James is in good hands. Your member of parliament is committed to the task ahead. And I will be making sure that the constituency will get better and better and better every day. Well, I've been working with the team of councillors and councillor caretaker because in the last local government elections, we did not do as well as we thought we would have. We thought we would have retained those 2 seats that we lost, but the electorate at the time might have had different views, or possibly they might not have came out to vote because, you know, there's a saying that you win already, man, you win already. That is not it. And this is why we are pushing so hard. But there's a good synergy between myself and the team that we are working with. And we will get the desired results. And when that local government elections are called, we'll make sure that we put the constituency in a state that get rid of us that easily. But we are working smart, and we are working hard. But we are working very, very smart. Care Village Road. Yes, we have some plans for the Care Village Road. I have discussed it with the councillor, Councillor Baker, and he told me that he has gotten an estimate done and he's awaiting the funds to execute the repairs. I know the section you're talking, Ms. Campbell, the section from the top of the hill all the way around to the back. Yes, especially that hill coming up. I spoke to him and he has made the necessary for funding. So let's hope it won't be too far away before something is done on that side. You know, as I said, I don't need anyone to tell me the concerns, the major concerns in South St. James. Constituency is really the road network, and those are two areas that I am very passionate and very committed in making sure that, these challenges are addressed. I know the road networks, most of these roads has not seen a major upgrading on them. Most of the times, what they do, they take out the bad spot or patch out the bad spot. But some of these roads, to be honest with you, they need major overhaul. They need major overhaul. But we have to await the necessary funding. But for the time being, we'll have to take out the bad spots. It's not all the roads will be ripped up and can be dealt with. But I can assure you that I will continue to advocate on your behalf to making sure that the road surface that you drive on is in a drivable state and in a state that it does not rip your vehicle apart. Yes, I mean, I've reported these leaks over and over and over to NWC because those pipes around in ducats there, 40 years old. Those pipes are the asbestos pipes. And sometimes it's not even the asbestos. Have their own private line. And when it's leaking, they don't even fix it. They don't even fix it. And it just makes the matter worse. Right? They don't fix it, it just leaks because most of these persons are not on meter. So it is not affecting them in any way. If they were on meter, then the Water Commission have fixed the leak themselves. But into ducats, there are always leaking pipes. And those pipes are really the old asbestos pipes. Change out. I know there's a major project for the Cambridge water supply. I've been just hearing about it every day, but I mean, I am beginning to think, when we'll, right? I know there are some major pipeline project because come July, the Prime Minister will be breaking ground for a huge project from Martha Bay into Montego Bay. Of gallon of water per day into Montego Bay. Because they too have serious problem as it relates to water in Montego Bay. Serious problem. Mr. Joseph from Ronin Fern there, they told me at Water Commission so that the pump Ronin Endeavour that has been broken down and they are trying to reach around there. I mean, these responses not very encouraging. They are trying to reach around there, but because the rain is falling, the vehicle that is supposed to go around there to take out the pump, because most of these pumps, you have to use like a small crane truck after them pull it out of the area there to lift it up and the truck is having challenge to go around there because the place is so bad to go down to the water source. So, I mean, well, that was the last thing I heard from them. I think it was last week. Right? But I will speak to them about it again. Rick, you saw pipes being laid, but the road needs repair. After laying the pipes, not sure where this person is talking. Well, if it's the Mount Peller Road you're talking, that they are digging to put the pipes in. They won't reinstate the road until all the pipes are tested to see that there's no leaks in these pipes. Because it don't make any sense them reinstate the road and then when them put water in the pipe, everything starts leaking. So I spoke to the contractor and I think they might be doing some reinstatement, but they have to make sure that they do the pressure testing, Rick, because they don't want to fix the road and then when the pressure test, pipes are leaking. Yeah, we have wow. Cassandra Josephs. Nice hearing from you, ma'am. I can live out in 6 miles area. That's like below Shortwood there. Yes. It definitely needs some debushing out that side, especially the bamboos. There's a lot of bamboos out there, and as the breeze starts blowing, the bamboos and just break and drop in the road. Yes, a project is on the way, and I'm hoping that something should be starting very, very soon, because I know NWA has sent off the estimate and everything, and I heard that the money is available now. So I will have to speak to NWA to see how far they are with that now. But I know the removal of overhang, meaning trees that hang over in the roadway, those will be dealt with in a few areas well across the constituency. I don't think the money that is being spent can do everything, but I know that section from Shortwood down to Retrieve out in 6 miles there. I know they want to cut away some of those bamboos. But you know, I must tell you this. I was in a discussion with persons from NWA, and they are saying the bamboo is a nuisance. But the bamboo is one of the strongest roots that hold the soil from having, you know, from restricted soil erosion, especially along most of the roadways. So they don't mind the bamboos being there. It's just that when it becomes, you know, a nuisance to the road and stuff like that. But they say that the bamboo is, so, you know, they don't mind it being there, but I know they're going to be doing some debushing from 6 Mile into Retrieve area there. So I myself can't wait to see them start this work, because I was up in Catadupa just about a week ago, and when I drove by there, yes, it's horrible, especially at nights. If you don't know the road good, sometimes some of those bamboo just fall down a few hours before, and you can run into problem. Well, yes, ma'am, it is something that we are looking at, and I'm sure it will be given the necessary attention. Let me say a big thank you for listening. Let me say that, you know, hope that I answer your questions. Right? Even though I wish that some of the answers would have been more encouraging, but hopefully when I'm back next 2 weeks, I'll be able to report to you that work has commenced on a number of these projects that are to be coming on stream soon. But once again, it has been a pleasure communicating with my constituents, and I know persons from outside of the constituency are listening on this live. So what I want you to do is to just spread the news, spread the word, that every second and fourth Monday, I'll be live speaking to members of my constituency and further afield. Let me thank my team for being here. Let me thank my team for being here and giving the necessary technical support that they have been giving me over these last 3 months. Somebody's asking what is happening to the pipe that I've been fixing for the Barnett Bush area. I know that they had pumped some water into the Barnett Bush area. But what has happened is that a number of the pipes up there were leaking. And Water Commission told me that they will be fixing these pipes. Frankly, I have not spoken to them in a week or two. Well, let us speak to them tomorrow, no? Hopefully, I will have an answer. I mean, I wish I could know the person who is asking this question, but yes, Barnett Bush is just like in Ducketson. Most of those pipes are old. They really need to be changed out. But I was hoping that, we could get some water up into Barnett Bush. But I'm sure Barnett Bush stands to benefit. Not only Barnett Bush, all the way up to Springfield will benefit when this system is up and running, which I think is sooner than later. This person is asking, after the Long Hill bypass is complete, will lands be available for purchasing? Of course, sir. It's a pity you never buy it before the bypass, because when the bypass complete, all the lands in the Anchovy, Mount Pele area will get more expensive, because it will be a 15 minutes drive from Montego Bay to get up here. And, when you look at Montego Bay, really, there's not much place in Montego Bay for any major housing development outside of retirement. So everything will either going east, out in the Barrett Hall, Barrett Town area, Greenwood area, or coming back to this side. So I'm sure that with this bypass, Anchovy is poised, Anchovy, Mount Pele and all those areas is poised to see some new development. As a matter of fact, someone has already approached me about a property that they have in this general local that they want to build 200 houses on. And they will be doing the necessary feasibility studies with NEPA and those persons to see if that development can work there. But yes, sir, there will be a lot of opportunities after this Long Hill bypass is completed, because people will have easier access to getting to and from here into Montego Bay. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to go into Montego Bay when this road is finished. If you're going to Iron Shore, you just go from Anchovy straight into out in Barnet there and go across Cornwall courts, and next thing you're in Iron Shore. So that will be, you're going to the airport, it probably take you no more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes at best, from Anchorage to the airport. Because you don't have to drive through the town of Montego Bay anymore. So that in and itself would be of great benefit to persons who will be traversing this section. But once again, let me thank you very much for joining me this evening. It was certainly a pleasure to have answered, and it was certainly a pleasure for me to bring you up to date as to some of the happenings in this constituency. And I will tell you, I am not about to get into any cuss with anyone. Okay? I will hold my cards until I'm at the table. When I'm at the table, I will play my cards. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's 9 o'clock. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.